The Ultimate Self-Management Guide. 2 books in one. It includes Stoicism and Anger Management. Achieve ultimate self-control and discipline while loving and respecting yourself. Written by Self-Discovery Academy. Narrated by Zachary, Zaba, Clay Willison.
Stoicism, the practical guide to a Stoic life. Learn how to be free from the wisdom of the greats. Self-Discovery Book 13. Written by Self-Discovery Academy. Narrated by Clay Willison. Chapter 1. Understand Stoicism. If you've ever heard about Stoicism and you want to get more out of it, understand it better, or maybe become a Stoic yourself, this is the chapter for you. Learn about the origins of Stoicism. It is a philosophy born in the Hellenistic age and founded by Zeno de Cizio, whose writings have been lost. Understand the teaching of Zeno, according to whom all suffering derives from passions, which for the Stoics represent destructive emotions. To achieve true happiness, we must gain control of our passions. The primary passions are pain, fear, desire, and pleasure, which Zeno describes in this way. Pain is an irrational contraction which arises when we do not get what we want or we come across what we fear. Fear is an irrational aversion which anticipates what appears to be bad. Desire is an irrational aspiration which anticipates what appears good. Pleasure is an irrational bulge that comes when we get what we want or escape what we fear. Every primary passion can be divided into different destructive emotions. Read and understand the texts of Stoicism, taking into consideration the period in which they were written. Many of the Stoics' works have been lost, but to learn more about Stoic thought, you can read the following texts. The Thoughts or Conversations with Himself by Marcus Aurelius. The Letters to Lucilius and the Brevity of the Life of Seneca. Stoicism, written by John Sellers, provides a good historical introduction to Stoicism, accessible and at the same time exhaustive. Bertrand Russell's History of Western Philosophy also addresses Stoicism. This book and that of Sellers offers a vision from the outside of this philosophy. Constantly check your emotions through assent, that is, formulating a judgment on the impressions provided by a perceived object. Impassivity or indifference to emotions is the moral idea of the Stoics. Lead a pure and simple life, despising anything whose purpose is exclusively decorative. It adopts a tendency toward laconicity, like the essentiality in speaking and eating. Wear simple and comfortable clothes. You should be familiar with poverty, because in the future you may become poor. Being Stoic does not mean you cannot get rich. Seneca was a senator and Marcus Aurelius emperor, but support a non-materialistic vision of reality. With Buddhism, Stoicism shares the idea that the material universe is undergoing continuous change, and the place occupied by humans is of very small importance. As a small part of nature, therefore, you are bound to accept the will of fate. Be happy in all circumstances. The Stoics maintain that you should always be happy, regardless of what happens to you. A Stoic adage says something like this: happy with a full stomach, happy with hunger, happy and well rested, happy when you're tired, etc. Since life is short, you must prepare yourself and be familiar with death, but do not fear it, because fear is not suitable for the Stoics. The courage of the soul, humility, and honesty are the basis of the Stoic philosophy, as well as compassion and solidarity among human beings. Chapter 2. How to be Stoic. The word Stoic is often used to describe people who show very little of their emotions or who do not talk much. Although this is the meaning that is generally attributed to it, Stoicism in reality was a philosophy followed by several ancient Greek and Roman thinkers whose purpose was to make people happier by teaching them to control their negative emotions. Whether you simply want to learn to be Stoic in the modern sense, or embrace the ancient philosophy and drive away the sadness from your life, read this chapter for some great advice. Internalize your emotions. Keep what you feel for yourself and do not let it emerge from the outside. Allow yourself to feel, but do not show it.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?